Hello guys, it's Anime Boss here, and this is my third episode review. I know I missed the second one. You may be asking, Anime Boss, what happened to the first one? Well, that first one was Breadwinners, the loaf. And I'm gonna keep this short. I don't like Love. It have awful message. The animation, and when I look at the animation back then, it's worse. So it's worse. The character's movement is shit. But dude, Swayze never learned his lesson, and when he does, he only learned it because the camp counselors beat the shit out of them over loving and kissing, and plus, here's another problem I have with love. They're trying to teach kids to drug the people that you love. People you love. I have no idea why does this episode exist. And by the way, I also need to remind you that episode, that Love episode was. I did upload it. But Viacom, the retarded that is, just copyright claim it. And not only that, no one, it's not in public anymore. So basically it's gone. But I did try to cut out the scene so I show. That one was my first review, and I didn't know I can get a copy. I didn't know this video will be forever be disappeared from the face of the earth by showing a clip of showing a lot of the scenes of that with no audio. Oh yeah, did I mention I didn't show one freaking audio at all? The only audio I did show was Sway saying, "Oh, but drink crackles, eat this lover, and personally made her be my popular life." And Badu said, "No, that's true love." That's the only audio I've ever shown. Nothing else. Nothing else. So today's episode of the Path of Girls 2016 is Once Upon a Timesville. Now, this episode is awful, but I'm going to put out one of the worst episodes ever. I mean, it is goddamn awful. I want to neck myself after this. But honestly, I say Love had to be more awful than that one. There's nothing can be it. And by the way, if maybe asking, what's the second review I'm going to talk episode review? It's one from Fossil Magic Friends, and no, it's not everyone knows Bendy. It's that one mean-spirited episode. So yeah, let's do this. And I get it. Shadow Street did make this video. Now, 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 I think you should go ahead watch Shadow Street and also subscribe to his channel because I think he can do the review of the Once Upon a Time more better than I could. And I'm going to try my damn hardest to explain why I dislike this episode. Okay, so let's start. So this is supposed to be a parody of the Disney movie. Who cares? So this starts out a book. I don't care. You know, after looking about this animation, so to me, I'm not a simp, but I'm not a simp. I don't want to see your feet, ma'am. Then we meet this princess, Blue Balls. I don't care what she. Wait a minute. I just saw something real quick. Yeah. How the hell she got another glass shoes? Didn't she left it there? You know what? I don't care. This episode will never explain. Plus, it has some animation errors, some dumb scene. Whatever. Nah, wait a minute. This is a fantasy movie. Oh, wait a minute. This is a fantasy episode. Oh no! Also, this scene.
Since I was 3. Ew, gross.
Remember that because after the next episode, I'm going to talk about next episode of this Papa Goes reboot. I might talk about sugar, spice, and everything lies about it. Also, they do this.
We should get going home now. Why are we singing?
There's still need. If a human can do this, why can't? If a human can do this, why can't? What if the human can do this? Why didn't he do this? And here's the problem with this. This theme song. Wait, hold on a second. I need to make sure I get this. If the theme song said this.
Powerpuff Girls fighting crime to save the world before bedtime.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Damsel in a
Oops, I fuck. This video's gonna be gone, guys. So Blue Ball sing about her anger, and damn, never ever explain. But when the hell did any scene that the girls ever talk shit about her and not respecting her? They were being politeful, and plus, you wanna know the best part out of them all? After Blue Balls be gone, be gone. The girls can just just don't care and just said so who cares? Who cares? Well, us Blue Balls will be in 6 feet under anyway, but but no. But no, Bubbles feel ashamed about herself. For liking fighting. I'm not joking. Listen.
Guys, is it okay if I like frilly dresses and punching baddies too?
And Blossom said this.
Of course it is. Great. That makes me so happy.
Right. So that's the episode. There is awfulness. It's terrible. But I'm not. But I ranked this episode as my number 3 list. Number 3 list. But Love is still the second list. You want to really know why I have so much reasons about this? I will let Shadow Street help. So that's why I'm gonna let Shadow Street tell you the reason why this episode is bad. Oh, by the way, the link for this channel and the video link will be in the description below.
Bluebell blatantly admits that the girls were right all along, yet she chooses to chastise them for it. The Powerpuff Girls, for the entirety of the episode, were encouraging Bluebell to do her own thing. They were telling her she shouldn't be relying on others for direction in her life, but rather that she should do what she wants to do. This princess comes to this realization on her own and tells off the prince, yet refuses to give the girls the acknowledgement they deserve for helping her reach this conclusion. Even if it was completed indirectly, she should at least have the decency to admit the girls were correct and apologize to them for not listening to them earlier. Number 2. Bluebell claims they didn't respect her. This is most likely the most aggravating point out of all of them that I'm going to bring up, and that's the fact that Bluebell has the gall to claim that the girls didn't respect who she was and what she was doing. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that the girls were polite in trying to show Blueballs the error in her ways back on top of the volcano. Again, as uncomfortable as that rap sequence may have been, there is no denying that the intentions behind it were nothing but positive reinforcement to help Bluebell obtain that epiphany and get her life started on the right track. Not only that, but keep in mind that the girls had to go out of their way to save her life on several occasions. It is readily apparent that the girls are starting to get sick of saving her over and over again because she's just becoming a nuisance in their lives. But they have to save her because it's the right thing to do. It's their duty as heroes. She doesn't even show the least bit of respect towards them, and that to me sends a very distasteful message that leads into point number 3. Suicide is no laughing matter. Now look. Plenty of shows have shown characters partaking in suicidal behaviors before, and I really don't want to sit here for hours explaining why I think it's great for this particular episode of a cartoon, but not okay for this episode of a different cartoon. So let me explain why this explicit example bothers me so much. The princess's suicidal actions are being treated as a quirk. They're a minor side effect of her behavior, something that isn't shown to be that big of a deal when in reality these sorts of things are very, very serious. Bluebell should be fully aware that she would not be standing there had the girls not saved her, because she witnesses the prince showing up late firsthand. She now sees with her own 2 eyes that he wouldn't have been there to save her. She knows the girls were doing her a service, yet she shoves them to the side because they weren't respecting her decisions. No, this is not something that should be happening in a show like this. And here's the thing. The girls could have gone on after the princess left to explain that it doesn't matter what she thought, because they were saving her life. They knew they were doing the right thing, and it didn't matter how much Bluebell fought them kicking and screaming, because at the end of the day, she didn't wind up buried 6 feet underground. But no, that doesn't get brought up either, because the girls end up feeling guilty for treating Blueballs poorly when they were in the right for the entire episode. This isn't an example of Bluebell begging to be put out of her misery. This is an instance of her actions having severe consequences, all because she's convinced herself to follow through with a false conviction. Addressing this was the way out. That was the ace in the hole. If it had taught us that you should prevent someone from bringing harm to themselves and or others, then I would be praising this episode right now for teaching people a very valuable lesson that I can wholeheartedly agree with. Number 4. According to someone who shall not be named, the moral of this episode was supposed to be that different girls can have different interests and still be friends. Okay, so I won't lie, that is a great message to be teaching kids. I absolutely agree that one's interests should not define the quality of a person and that people should respect each other regardless of what they're into. I mean, one of my favorite television shows of all time features 6 colorful magic horses that learn about friendship, for goodness sake. I respect everyone for having some particular interests because I have some pretty weird ones myself. It's why I don't allow those interests to affect my perception of said person in the first place. But nowhere in this episode does this message fit. Not one moment even relates to this idea, and in fact the ending goes directly against it. If all the girls are supposed to get along regardless of their interests, why does Bluebell blow them off for bigger and better things? If I'm supposed to take away from this that all of them can be friends, why does this episode end in conflict? She literally leaves the girls alone in the cave on such a sour note that it prevents the conveyance of a lighthearted moral from ever occurring. The prince is left dissatisfied, the girls are questioning if what they like is wrong, the princess wants absolutely nothing to do with any of them. It's the exact antithesis to what is being claimed to be the message here. Number 5. The misleading moral from the beginning. It's confusing to say the very least, because it leads down one direction and then completely turns the tables into this other random message that really doesn't fit the episode at all. Like I mentioned earlier, I was under the impression that this episode was going to teach people to follow their own destiny. People don't need to rely on others to choose their lifestyle for them because everyone has the right to do what they want to do. It almost feels as if this was what the episode was originally going for, but then decided to pull a bait and switch in the last 3 minutes because it didn't know what it was doing. Number 6. The characterization of the prince. The prince was not given a very good portrayal in this episode. I honestly think it would have been better off had he never shown up at all rather than being presented the way that he was, because it would have provided for fewer negative connotations. Whether or not he actually appeared, Bluebell could have drawn the same conclusion, which is why I think this was a little unnecessary. Number 7, and yeah, I'm still not done. When did anyone criticize Bluebell for frilly dresses? At no point in this episode do the girls criticize her for liking frilly dresses or disliking punching stuff. Every time the girls brought up something like this, they were simply making suggestions. They listed possibilities like fighting bad guys and running a company as a potential starting point. They never said she couldn't do something. The only viable criticism that the princess can make against the girls in this episode is the sole fact that Buttercup was being a hypocrite for criticizing Bluebell's singing and then proceeding to sing a rap herself. But even then, that doesn't really have anything to do with her argument about them questioning her interests in the sense that they never said she couldn't do it. Yeah, they asked her not to sing, but that's not being disrespectful, that's being polite. If anything, I say Blossom handled the situation rather well. Number 8. Why does Bubbles feel bad for liking fighting when no one gave her a hard time about it? Bluebell states that she doesn't like punching people, but at no point does she give Bubbles shit for liking those things. Under no circumstance should Bubbles truly feel bad about having different interests from Bluebell's, considering she never gets told anything negative about having said interests. The problem is introduced and resolved in 3 sentences.
Guys, is it okay if I like frilly dresses and punching baddies too? Of course it is. Great! That makes me so happy!
And as if those reasons weren't enough, it doesn't stop there, because this episode was nominated for an Emmy. Out of all the potential reboot episodes there were to choose from, it had to be this one. In the words of a kind-spirited imaginary friend, I'm sorry, but that is not okay. Never before have I seen an episode of a cartoon screw up something like this in so many ways at once. Don't get me wrong, the social commentary behind Manboy's character, the removal of Miss Bellum, and the transphobic portrayal of Donnie are all terrible, terrible things. But this just surpasses all of those for me. There are so many questions I have about this that I doubt will ever be answered. So at this point, all I can really say is, thank God that's over.
Now, Josh, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I didn't ask your permission for showing a clip of the stuff that you said, but this is the reason why I kind of dislike Once Upon a Townsville of the Powerpuff Girls. But like I said in my first video, the bad episode train is not over, because this episode I'm gonna review next time. And I heard this was mean-spirited. So yeah. See you guys later. Hope you guys liked this video. And goodbye.